Picture this. Elon Musk stands before a gleaming rocket, promising Mars will save us. Meanwhile, somewhere in the cosmos, a civilization like ours once stood at this exact crossroads. They're gone now. The universe is silent, and that silence is screaming something terrifying at us. What if our billionaires aren't heroes? What if they're symptoms of the very disease that's killing us? There's this thing called the Fermi Paradox, and it's kept physicists awake since the 1950s. Enrico Fermi asked the simplest, most haunting question over lunch. Where is everybody? The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. Our galaxy alone contains somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars. Statistically speaking, even if intelligent life is stupidly rare, the cosmos should be teeming with civilizations. We should be tripping over alien radio signals. Instead, silence. Absolute, deafening silence. Enter the great filter. It's the cosmic bouncer, the existential toll booth that apparently stops civilizations from making it to the galactic stage. Maybe it's behind us, something incredibly unlikely that we've already passed, like the emergence of complex life or consciousness itself. Or, and here's where things get properly unsettling, maybe it's ahead of us. Maybe there's some universal trap that gets every civilization right around our level of development. Nuclear weapons, climate collapse, runaway artificial intelligence, self-replication gone wrong. Pick your apocalypse. Now here's where it gets personal. We're living through the exact moment when this matters most. Climate scientists are updating their models weekly, and the news keeps getting worse. Geopolitical tensions are one miscalculation away from something genuinely catastrophic. We've built machines that might soon think better than we do, and we're handing them the keys to everything. The Great Filter isn't some abstract thought experiment anymore. It's the news cycle. It's the water wars, the collapsing ice sheets, the arms race in artificial general intelligence. So naturally, we look for heroes, someone to swoop in and save us from ourselves. And who better than the people who've already conquered capitalism? The billionaires. They've got the vision, the resources, the sheer audacity to think they can solve problems that governments and institutions have fumbled for decades. Elon Musk tweets about making humanity multi-planetary, and millions of people feel hope for the first time in years. Jeff Bezos talks about moving heavy industry into space to save Earth's environment. Peter Thiel funds life extension research. These aren't just business ventures. They're salvation narratives wrapped in stock portfolios. We've traded messiahs in robes for messiahs in black turtlenecks. But let's sit with this for a moment. What if we're looking in the wrong direction? What if the billionaire as savior story is itself part of the filter? Think about it. We're a species facing collective threats. Climate change doesn't care about your nationality. Pandemics don't respect borders. Artificial intelligence won't distinguish between economic systems. And our response? We're hoping individual accumulation of wealth and power will somehow translate into collective salvation. We've organized our civilization so that a handful of people control more resources than entire nations, and we're trusting they'll use it wisely for all of us. That's not a solution. That's a dice roll with extinction as the stakes. Elon wants to put 1 million people on Mars by 2050. Sounds ambitious, inspiring even, but the maths are brutal. Cost estimates hit $10 trillion, roughly Japan's GDP. Now imagine spending that on Earth. Renewable infrastructure, sustainable agriculture, pandemic preparedness, education. You could probably solve climate change, end extreme poverty, and still have enough for universal healthcare. But that's boring, right? Not sexy, not TED Talk material. Mars is a backup plan, sure, but it's the priciest insurance policy in history, covering maybe 0.001% of humanity. Meanwhile, Earth, the planet we evolved on, the only confirmed habitable world, is burning, and we're considering abandoning it rather than fixing it. That's not wisdom. That's the great filter in a SpaceX jacket. And it's not just Mars. Billionaire moonshots raise alarms. Asteroid mining sounds brilliant until rare metals flood markets and crash economies. Neural interfaces promise enhanced cognition, but who controls the firmware? Who decides which thoughts are allowed? These aren't developed with public oversight. They're private labs, private companies, accountable to shareholders. That's not managing existential risk. That's Russian roulette with increasingly complex weapons. Here's the hard truth. Wealth concentration might be the filter. Robin Hanson, who popularized the Great Filter, noted civilizations face a choice: cooperate globally or fragment and fail. We're fragmenting. Billions struggle for basics while a few dozen control wealth equal to mid-sized countries' GDP. That's not stable. That's not equipped for galaxy-scale challenges. That's a civilization eating itself. History warns us too. Easter Island chiefs built massive statues while forests vanished. The Maya had grand cities and powerful elites as environmental collapse undermined agriculture. Billionaires of their time pursued grand projects while systemic problems festered. They hit their great filters. We're doing the same, but with better graphics and more Twitter followers. The terrifying possibility: advanced tech plus high inequality equals self-destruction. Every civilization may reach a point to split atoms, edit genes, build artificial minds, and if resources are hoarded, decisions made by the few, and short-term profit trumps survival, maybe that's when civilizations wink out. Maybe the great filter isn't external. Maybe we are it, activating it ourselves. So what if, instead of hoping Elon builds a Mars lifeboat, we fix the ship we're already on? Invest those trillions in global cooperation, equitable resource distribution, democratic tech governance. Recognize shared threats, demand shared solutions, not heroics. That means less wealth concentration, slower, deliberate tech development with public input. Not as flashy as Mars colonies, but it might actually work. The great filter might not be nuclear war or climate collapse or rogue AI. It might be simpler: the inability to cooperate, the refusal to recognize that on a finite planet facing infinite-seeming threats, we're all in this together. Billionaires can inspire us, challenge us, push boundaries, but they can't save us. Only we can do that. Not through individual genius or accumulated wealth, but through the hard, unglamorous work of building systems that actually serve everyone. The universe is silent because civilizations that don't figure this out don't make it. We still can. The question is, will we?